besides the sheep, you can roll all the little farm animals all around. And maybe one day the sheep will want to play.
Perhaps one day.
Oh, that's fun, huh?
Let's get some coffee for everybody who needs some coffee. It's a lot of people. We all need coffee to survive.
Oh no.
What happened?
We're killing all the animals.
Well, that seems cruel. Hey, Isabella.
Animals.
Why would you want to kill the
Now
animals,
they're
Phoenix?
tasty, so I get it.
I mean, I guess.
Bro, have you ever had lamb?
No, I love lamb. I'm not
Okay,
gonna
so
lie.
then you get it.
I do, but she's awfully young for lamb.
She is excited. She smells it when Dad eats it. She's like, bro, I'm ready. Let's
Okay.
Let's
All
kill
right.
that lamb so I can eat it.
All right, eat that lamb, girly girl. Eat that lamb, girly
Now
girl.
she's eating the track.
And now she's eating the tractor. Now, see, that one, Phoenix, not sure is...
See? It squeaks. Oh, she likes the squeak sound.
Who doesn't
It makes
like
her
the squeak
laugh.
sound, sweet girl? Let's get some collagen for everybody in their coffee.
You want collagen? You want collagen, all things? I think you do.
Okay. Uncle Ben,
Yeah.
do you want hazelnut in your coffee?
Oh, yeah, you said you were gonna make a weird hazel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's.
No, I made you the hazelnut one yesterday, but I can do a different one.
No, other hazel. Yeah, you said you had a surprise.
Oh, tomorrow.
Oh, that's tomorrow.
But I made now that I know you like it. She is a fun baby. We are. No, you're fine. I just turned it on. My sweet nieces are all fun and all beautiful and all intelligent. Yeah, that's right. I hear you, honey. I hear you. I do. I hear everything you have to say. She is a sweet tiny baby. That's right, you. Yeah. I know, the happy coos make everyone feel better, right? Yeah, it's pure serotonin. Sweet angel, they think that your coos make everybody happy. Yeah. Anyone who's missing baby coos, this live is the place to get them. Yeah.
She can't eat the entire tractor.
Sure. Yeah, no, listen, I mean,
I get it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would see a tractor and I'm like, that whole thing looks delicious.
I mean, if you're hungry enough, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
She's not hungry. She has a desire.
It's a mission.
It's a desire.
It's
to
a
destroy.
mission. What she said was, I think I can, and I will.
Have you ever seen a cute baby that you're like, I can just eat you up?
Yes.
That's how she feels about this tractor.
Yes, cute aggression.
100% cute aggression.
Let's do it. How's everyone doing this morning? You guys ready for some reading time? I hope you're excited. I'm excited. Let's all be excited. The question I have for myself right now is, do I try the cinnamon and candied tamarind coffee? I'm scared of it, but I feel like I should try it. Yes, we do have to add them later. Fair. Okay, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. I will allow it. He's right, and when you're right, you're right. And you're always right. Not if we jam it. Ben, I don't know if you know this. They know this.
Did you know that I saw Space Wolf before I saw Star Wars? So I thought it went the other way. I did know that because I also
When your dad first showed us Star Wars, I was like, wow, they copied Spaceballs. And he was like, Sasha, no. And I was like, yeah, no, for reals. And he was like, Sasha, no. He was like, that's not it, girly. He was like, listen, girly pop, you got this all wrong.
Did you hear they're making Spaceballs too?
I did, and I'm thrilled. I am so thrilled, especially because Josh Gad is in it.
I know.
And I love him. I read his memoir for book club here.
Oh, yeah?
It was great. Actually, we all loved it. It definitely a worthwhile read.
Oh, wow.
Resetting the kitchen mess during book club because, oh, yep. There you go. That's what book club's good for. Book club is a great time to listen and get something accomplished. Yes, completely agree. But yes, we did Josh Gad's memoir over the summer. We loved it. It is a worthwhile read if you are looking for a read. Here you go. I will put this, yes. I'm going to put it up here because, right, but eventually, yes, thank you, good to reach it. She is having a grand old time in this playpen, you guys. She came to a place filled with baby things she's never seen before, and she was like, this is the world that I was meant to live in. Right? She's like, Dad, how do we get this stuff? And he's like, don't worry, you're just not big enough yet.
Yeah.
He's like, you have this exact playpen, it's just not put together yet because you are small. But she literally has the exact same playpen.
It's true.
So don't worry, honey girl, you got it. You got it, kiddo.
So soon.
So soon, yeah. Mine, this is also mine, yeah. She seems to be saying, if I just put it all in my mouth, it has to all come home with me, right?
Yeah.
She's going to be shocked when she gets home and they put up the same playpen. She's going to go, oh my God, it worked. I put it in my mouth and it came home with me. Is someone a hungry girl? I hear you, Angel. I hear you. We gotta go find mommy and have some milkies. Milkies with mommy. Say bye-bye, little one. Time for milkies. Except there are some things she wouldn't know that didn't come. Yeah, it's going to be confusing. My wishes came true. Thank you, parents. Yes, mommy's in the shower. I can hear it. Sorry, sweet angel.
I know.
You'd have milk?
We're SO. Oh, no.
No? Uh-oh. Well, she's going to have to wait. I mean, she's not starving. Yeah. I mean, it's like not like she's ever actually starving. Because she eats frequently. Because they are good parents. And that's what good parents do. They feed their children. Okay. Hello, Ray. Wait, I just sat down, so perfect timing on your part. I was about to have my first delicious sip of coffee. Maybe since I think we're a day behind on this Advent calendar, so maybe if we're a day behind, we'll do one at the beginning and one at the end. Let's see where we're at. We did day 5 yesterday, but wasn't yesterday 6th? Today's the 7th, right? Or am I... No, today's the 6th. Oh, no, we're not a day behind. Okay, well, we can do it anyway. I mean, why not, right? Let's just, let's see where we're at. All right, Miss Angel Face, do you want to do an Advent calendar with Auntie Sasha?
I think she does.
Of course she does. Because she's a smart girl who knows what's good. Yeah, see? That's what's good. This chair is what's good.
She loves
All
this
right.
thing, dude.
I know. We're going to open this one. This is day 6 because today is the 6th. That's right, my angel. And today we are getting, you ready for it? Nancy Drew, the Hidden Staircase. And it's another hardback. You guys, we got a hardback book again. This is amazing. Add mystery to your bookshelf with Nancy Drew. Honestly, why not? Can I read the back of it, sweetheart?
Let's find out.
We're gonna find out. It says, for cliffhanging suspense and thrilling action Read the Nancy Drew Mystery Stories, the world's most popular mystery series for young readers. Wow. I mean, honestly, if you would have asked me, I think it's good coffee. Yeah, you're happy coffee?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, before they came, I was like, do you drink regular coffee or do you just drink cold brew? And he was like, you don't have to get me cold brew, but that's really much what I drink. And I got it anyway, and he's been drinking the coffee we drink because it's so good, which is amazing. We don't have to worry about it. My husband drinks cold brew also, so it's not like it's going to go to waste. But it is funny. It is funny. Do you think that's funny, Angel Face?
She does.
You do. If you guys could see her right now, you would laugh so hard. She's got this like silicone chewy thing, and it almost reaches her mouth, and she's like, I could bite this if only I could lean down. And she can lean down, she just hasn't got there yet. And so she's like, I want it to come to me instead of going. You're just watching Aunt Sasha do Italian hands. Are you gonna be like your cousin and you're gonna learn Italian hands? She does this already for no reason. It's probably my fault, but of all the things to pass on, this isn't the worst. There are so many worse things. I don't mind Italian hands. I'll pass on Italian hands to you too. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. She said, Aunt Sasha, you are so weird.
No, she's like, what are you doing?
I know,
with
she
your
loves it.
hands?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for
She
reaching
doesn't think
out.
you're weird. She likes it. She's just like,
well,
whoa,
sometimes you like weird things,
what is
right?
this?
Yeah. She's like, my aunts back home don't do all these weird things. Oh, you only have one aunt back home, right? No, you have two.
An aunt-in-law.
An aunt-in-law, yeah. No, that counts. That counts.
They don't do the weird thing.
They don't do the weird thing.
They're too normal.
They love you, but they're
That's true.
normies.
It's true.
But they love you. Not as much as I love you, though. Sorry.
Competition time.
Well, like I said, if I don't get favorite aunt status, I take it as a personal
Oh,
offense.
yeah. All right. There you
Yeah.
go.
My husband's nephew, although I am not his blood aunt, he doesn't know the difference, right? Because he's 2, and he's almost 3. And the first night that we stayed with them over the summer, when he was going to bed, his mom said he looked up at her in bed and he said, Mommy, Auntie Sasha's so fun. Can she stay? And his mom was like, she's gonna stay this week. And then when we left, he was like, bye, Auntie Sasha, I miss you. I was like, I know, honey. I know. He's a sweet boy. He's a very sweet boy. He gets hurt a lot, but he's a sweet boy. I mean, listen, put a helmet on the kid.
I did too.
Not like a shape helmet, like a protection helmet. He's a very handsome boy with a lot of gashes in his head.
Oh, are we frustrated we can't eat it?
You know, yeah, I get that. All right. My sweet angel, are you ready to read chapter 15?
Yes. Yes, she is.
Back Up. That is what it's called. It is called Back Up, and this is page 245 for those keeping track for their Goodreads. 245. Here we go. And just so you know, the chapter art looks like a television with possibly the president on it. So that's where we're at. All right, here we go. Connor had only been gone for 18 hours, but his friends and the characters at the St. Andrew's Children's Hospital had grown twice as restless since he left. It was almost 10 o'clock at night and all the pirates, superheroes, cyborgs, mummies, literary characters, and fairy tale characters were wide awake. Every passing hour spent in the commissary felt like it was longer than the one before it. They were itching for something productive to do and running out of ways to entertain themselves. After the I Love Lucy marathon was finished, the pirates of Starboardia discovered the steamy soap opera Telemundo. Auburn Sally, Admiral Jacobson, and the entire crew of the Dalai Lama couldn't look away from the Latin American actors' passionate performances. They felt their faces blush at every turn of the scandalous story. Does anyone know what they're saying? Winking Wendy asked. I don't understand a word, but I feel everything, Somersault Sydney said. And across the commissary, the characters from The Adventures of Blimp Boy passed the time by teaching the characters from the Sherwood Forest how to gamble. It didn't matter how many times Beau Rogers and his great-aunt Emma repeated the rules, the merry man had a hard time soaking up the concept of poker. Aha! The odds are in my favor again, Robin Hood boasted. I have 3 kings and 2 aces. Good luck to be beating that. The archaeologists folded their cards before they even had a chance to look at them. Robin, for the 10th time, you're not supposed to reveal your cards until the end, Beau said. The whole point is you make us think that you have a good hand. Don't just come right out and say it. The Prince of Thieves let out a haughty laugh. "But I have fooled you," he said. He revealed his cards then. "Behold, a pair of twos. Not only have I deceived you, but I have done it in record time. Dare I say the student has become the teacher? Now slide over my earnings." The superheroes from the Ziblings were in the middle of a heated round of charades with the space explorers from the Galaxy Queen. Blaze, Whitney, and Morph were all on one team, while the Cyborg Queen, Commander Neuters, and Professor Wallet were on the other. "It's an elephant?" Blaze called out. "That's right," Morph said, and he quickly moved on. "That's a satellite dish," Whitney guessed. "Yes," Morph said, and then went on to the next paper. "Toy box," Blaze said. "That's it," Morph said. "Boy, we're really good at this game." "Of course you're doing well at this game," the Cyborg Queen complained. "You're literally transforming into whatever the paper says. I don't see how this is a fair game." Meanwhile, Trollbella got roped into playing a game of hide-and-seek with the Lost Boys from Neverland. The Troll Queen counted to 100 while the boys hid, and when she was done counting, instead of searching for them, Trollbella had a seat and flipped through a magazine. "Aren't you gonna go find them?" the Tin Woodman asked her.
"I was, but then I had an epiphany," Trollbella said. "If I want the boys to stop playing games with me, I have to stop playing games with boys."
I will ask. They may not understand it because they didn't get the background of it, but then everyone wants to know if you love the voice for Robin Hood, because Robin Hood is a whole thing. But if you haven't been with Robin Hood through the past books, it may not make a lot of sense, but he is described as constantly extremely loud and boisterous, and he's written in all caps. That's why I screamed it when I read his part.
It was great.
And that they find him to be the funniest of the voices, although Mother Goose. I have deceived you.
In record time.
Even in the early character description, Connor's always going, "Why is he so loud?" So he's always loud.
Very fun.
Yes, he's a very fun character.
"If I want boys to stop playing games with me, I've got to stop playing games with boys."
"Even hide and seek?" the Tin Woodman asked.
"Especially hide and seek," Trollbella said in all seriousness. Who we are on the playground is who we are in real life. I'm done being the seeker. If someone wants to be my Troblin King, he's just gonna have to find me."
Charlotte stood by the window and watched the characters getting fresh air outside. Peter Pan and Bolt competed in several rounds of a questionable activity they called "Who Can Fly Closest to the Moon Without Passing Out?" It is a questionable game, honestly. I agree. Lester, the Rosary Chicken, and Blue Bow were picking at bugs in the lawns. Okay, you'll love this, actually, because you have a little bit of Connor in you.
I'm listening.
So Connor's a writer, and when he got back from the fairy tale world and had to go back to school, he decided to use some of his adventures in the fairy tale world for a school project. And he didn't just copy them, he rewrote the short stories inspired by the characters he had met, right?
Sure.
And sometimes he spells things wrong, which ends up the characters being different because they went into the world and the characters came to life that he had written.
Right,
and
so
so
different versions
he wrote
of-
that in the pirate story, they were supposed to have a dinner of rotisserie chicken, but he accidentally wrote rosary chicken.
Oh, no.
So a chicken with rosaries around its neck has been following them around. It's kind of hysterical.
Does it do Hail Marys?
It probably does, yeah. Yeah, she's scared of everything, so it is what it is. Lester, the Rosary Chicken, and Blue Bow were picking at bugs in the lawn surrounding the hospital. Bones, the mummified dog from the Pyramid of Anesthesia, buried parts of the body that fell off. Unbeknownst to him, Claudius was digging the buried bones back up and putting them in other spots. Oh, what a pretty dress. The blissworm inched up a tree and hung down from its branch. It blew Charlotte a kiss goodbye, and then its soft body slowly hardened into a cocoon, which was surprising since Connor had never mentioned anything about it having metamorphosis. The space worm even placed a do not disturb sign on the corner of its chrysalis. Although there was plenty to distract her, nothing could take Charlotte's mind off her children. Every additional hour she didn't hear from Connor was more torturous than the previous one. The delayed communication made her fear that something was wrong. Very, very wrong. The commissary doors swung open and Bob entered with a mummy who had slipped out without Charlotte noticing. "Look who I found in the emergency room," Bob said. The mummy had 2 large burn marks covering the wrappings over his heart. "What happened to his chest?" Charlotte asked. "Apparently 2 paramedics found him roaming the parking lot," Bob said. "They checked his pulse, and then they took him to emergency right away. The nurses were trying to retrieve him when I got there. I had to make him sign a DNR to get them to stop." "He must have just walked right past me," Charlotte said.
That's a great joke.
It's a great joke. He's a mummy. He's totally dead. Yeah.
Do not resuscitate.
Yeah.
Very funny.
I'm glad that you're finding it entertaining now that you're hearing some of the humor in it. This is definitely a book that when your child is around 5 or 6, it will be a
Fun for
joy
both.
to read at bedtime.
Fun for both,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. We plan to have a chapter a night at bedtime and do all the voices for our, because it's just like, it's so funny.
Yeah,
And there's so many good characters to like
Get into
jazz
it.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He must have walked right past me, Charlotte said. I've been trying to keep everyone stimulated while we waited to hear from Connor, but there's only so much that they can do. You know things are dull when the dead start wandering off. Don't be so hard on yourself. You've got a lot on your mind, Bob said. Speaking of which, any word from Connor? Nothing, she said with a heavy sigh. I've tried calling a dozen times, but no one is answering. I know I worry about them constantly, but I can't fight the feeling that something terrible has happened. For the first time in a long time, I feel like they both need me. Bob and Charlotte were distracted when the pirates from Starboardia started moaning at the television. What's going on? Charlotte asked. Yes, that's right. My niece will need the set of these books eventually. 100%. I completely agree. Yes. All the children. I believe that every child needs these books because, well, and they don't know this, but we have decided, since the author of Harry Potter is a TERF and we can't support her, we are replacing our need for that magical world with this magical world, because it's a similar, like, there's an additional series where there is also a magical school and stuff like that. Not a part of it's like a companion series.
Sure.
But it's a very nice replacement emotionally, so that you don't feel like you're supporting a TERF, but you still get that nice vibe, right? So it feels good. And if you want to pass something good on to your children, you can still give them the magic.
Oh, that's nice.
Right? Yeah. No TERFs.
Agreed.
Yeah. No TERFs, but yes, magic.
Agreed.
Yeah. Big agree on all fronts. What is going on? Charlotte asked. Some lady came up on the screen and interrupted our show, Fistlips Lucy grumbled, and Maria was just about to catch Jose being unfaithful. Bob and Charlotte glanced at the screen to see what they were talking about. President of the United States, Catherine Walker, was sitting at the desk in the Oval Office about to address the nation. That lady interrupting you is the president, Bob said. She only comes on the TV when something important is happening. But it's past midnight on the East Coast, Charlotte said. What could be so important? I don't know, beats me, Bob said. Hey, turn it up, guys. I think it's more comforting than Harry Potter. It definitely has become more comforting than Harry Potter. Yes, book club anti-fairies. Yes, that's 100% true. The pirates turned up the volume and everyone in the commissary gathered around the television. The characters outside could tell something was going on and they came in to see what the big deal was. Yeah.
Anti as in A-N-T-I or A-U-N-T-Y?
Auntie. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, anti-fairies.
We are all each other's children's book club aunties. Yes, because we talk to them and we whatever, if one of them has a kid with them, I wave at them and I tell them.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine. We discuss things in book club. It's part of the whole vibe of it. If it's just me reading to the void, it's not as fun as discussing what's going on.
Fair.
And we have talks. Yes. But let's see what's happening in New York City, shall we? The pirates turned the volume up and everyone in the commissary gathered around the television. The characters outside could tell that something was going on, and they came to see what the big deal was. The blissworm even peeked out from its cocoon. That's right, we love questions. 100%, Amanda. My fellow Americans, President Walker said to the camera, by now I'm sure that you've heard about the situation unfolding in New York City. There are many outlandish reports circulating the news and social media, so allow me to present the facts and calm the frenzy. Early yesterday morning, a massive gas leak was discovered at the main branch of the New York Public Library. Local authorities were called to the scene and quickly ordered an evacuation of the surrounding areas. After carefully assessing the damage throughout the day, the evacuation has now been extended to the entire island of Manhattan. I understand that this poses an inconvenience of immeasurable proportions, but nothing, and I repeat, nothing, is more important than the safety of the American people. We assure you that the situation is being taken care of by highly trained professionals, and there is no need to panic. Charlotte instantly began to panic. She wouldn't be reassuring the country if there was nothing to worry about, Charlotte said. Now, I know I wasn't just being paranoid. Something is definitely happening, and my twins are in danger. Hey, Jen. Just then, Charlotte's cell phone started buzzing in her pocket. She retrieved the phone and saw the incoming call from an unfamiliar number. Charlotte immediately answered the phone, praying that she'd hear the voices of one of her children on the other end. Connor, is that you? Oh, Mrs. Gordon. Oh, thank God. I finally got you. I've been trying to get a signal for hours, but there's a lot of people using cell phones around here. At first, Charlotte did not recognize the young voice, but she could tell that the caller was standing in a crowded area. Who is this? She asked. It's Mindy. Mindy McCloskey, Mindy said.
And Cindy Strutherbergers,
Cindy added.
and Lindy Lankins.
Lindy announced. Wendy performed a quick clap-snap combo to announce her presence.
Wendy Takahashi's here with us too.
Mindy said.
You're on speakerphone with all the book huggers from Willowcrest High School.
Charlotte was automatically annoyed. Girls, I really don't have time to talk about whether or not Alex are interning at the Area 51.
You don't have to, Mindy said. We just saw Connor and he told us all the secrets about your family. Our mission is complete. We're totally in the loop now, and boy, do you guys have enough drama to fill up a week of talk shows or what? Oh my goodness.
Wait a second. Did you just say that you saw Connor?
Yes, Mindy said. We were just at the library with him and his friends, and by the way, don't believe a word that anyone says about the gas leak. That is totally not what is going on.
The news overwhelmed Charlotte, and she sat down. The pirates turned off the television so that they could eavesdrop on the conversation. Where is Connor now? Is he or Alex with you?
No, he and his friends went to find Alex, but we're really not sure where they went.
Mindy explained. Come to think of it,
I'm not sure where we are either. After we crawled out of the abandoned subway tunnel, we got shoved into a bus by police officers and they just drove us off the island. I think we're in Brooklyn, Lindy said. No, this is definitely Queens, Cindy said.
And Wendy pointed to a sign that clearly stated that they were in Hoboken, but nobody paid attention to her.
It's impossible to tell where we are, Mindy said. Anyway, this weird bridge thingy appeared in the library that leads directly to the fairy tale world. I guess a whole bunch of witches came out of it earlier or something like worse is going to happen. It's like a bad episode of Doctor Who over here. Connor asked us to call you and say that they needed backup. He said you know what to do.
Like a firefighter at the sound of an alarm, Charlotte hopped to her feet and began gathering her purse. Connor's binder of short stories, the fairy tale treasury, and a flask of the portal potion was there. We'll leave right away, she said. Thank you for calling me, Mindy.
You're welcome, Mindy said. Oh, and Mrs. Gordon, one last thing. My fellow book huggers and I will absolutely accept your apology for lying to us over the years whenever you feel it's appropriate to, but Charlotte hung up the phone before Mindy could finish her sentence.
She turned back to the others, and they saw that they were gathered right behind her, desperate to know the details of the call. Morning, Anya. Well, the Tin Woodman asked. Connor needs us, Charlotte announced. I'm not sure how, but the witches have crossed into the other world. The literary army isn't far behind. We've got to get to New York and stop them before they destroy the city. The commissary erupted in celebration, not at the news of the approaching army, but because they were finally leaving the hospital. How are we going to get there? Bob asked. I've got some frequent flyer miles, but not enough for all of us to go.
Well, we don't have to worry about transportation, silly, Bolt said. The Ziblings have a jet.
Aunt Emma G and I have a blimp, Bo Rogers said. Hey, Brittany. Oh, wait, Brittany was already here. Charlotte's like, Mindy, read the room. Yeah, no, I know. She's like, honey, now is not the time for this. Delicious. The coffee is so good. The cyborgs have an intergalactic spacecraft as well, Commander Neuter said. And we have the Dalai Lama, the fastest pirate ship in the Caribbean Sea, Auburn Sally proclaimed. The characters scratched their heads at the odd idea of taking a pirate ship across the country. Sally, New York City's 3,000 miles away, Charlotte explained. You can't get there by boat. Oh yeah, you can, Peter Pan declared. We'll just make the ship fly with fairy dust. I have just enough to make it soar. Once we sail the skies to New York City, we'll rescue Tinkerbell from that miserable Captain Hook guy. We'll defeat the Wicked Witch of the West and free the Winkies and the Flying Monkeys from her magic spell, Bluebeau said. And we'll dethrone the Queen of Hearts and perhaps earn a heart of our own, the Tin Woodman said. We'll burn the ugly witches at the stake, but keep the attractive ones, Robin Hood said.
We'll save Bluebeau from the Butterboy from the clutches of the Brie monster, Trollbella said. I'm sorry, I meant from the bad guys. Charlotte appreciated the character's spirit, but she knew they were just wasting time. All right, enough declarations, she said. Let's just go save the world, but before we go, someone needs to grab the bliss worm.
Marina was standing in the dwarf forest a few yards away from the bridge between the worlds. Earlier, she had sent a crow to the northern kingdom with a message informing the literary emperors that the first phase of their plan was complete. She instructed them to meet her in the woods with their armies at sunrise, and their invasion of the otherworld would begin. Strangely, the witch had not received a response confirming that they had gotten the message. Marina grew more impatient the longer she waited to hear back, and finally, a few hours after sending word, she did get a reply, but it wasn't the response she was expecting. The ground began to rumble, and the trees started to sway as something enormous moved through the forest. Soon, the sound of marching feet echoed through the woods, moving closer and closer to the witch. Soon, the Wicked Witch of the West, the Queen of Hearts, and Captain Hook appeared in the distance with their entire army following behind. Thousands of Winkies and card soldiers stood in two very neat rows behind their emperors. The Jolly Roger and its rambunctious crew drifted into the air above them like a giant balloon, and the sky surrounding the floating pirate ship was filled with swarms of flying monkeys. The emperors led their army through the woods until they stood face to face with the witch. "Hello, emperors," Marina said. "What a surprise to see you so soon. I wasn't expecting you until sunrise. I hope you received the message with my instructions." The Wicked Witch, the Queen of Hearts, and Captain Hook exchanged a sly smile.
Your message was received, but we thought it would be best to respond in person,
the Wicked Witch said. "Uh-oh?" Marina asked. "Is something wrong?"
"Not at all," Captain Hook said. "We were very pleased to hear that the witches have successfully crossed into the other world. However, there's been a change of plans. Instead of waiting for the witches to weaken the other world's defenses, we've decided to enter the other world now and take it by surprise."
Marina was infuriated that they had altered the agenda without consulting her first. She was so enraged that her eyes turned red and her veins visibly blackened. Still, the witch tried to stay as calm as possible, knowing that the emperors would not respond to anger. "My lords, I understand that you're eager to invade, but I do beg you to follow the plan that I have created," she said. "If we cross into the other world before the witches are exterminated, you'll be battling the witches and the other world's armies."
"I think we can handle a gaggle of witches," the Wicked Witch cackled.
"Certainly you can," Marina said, "but first, as I explained before, it will be much easier to secure domination if we wait for the witches to perish."
"No more waiting,"
the Queen of Hearts roared. "We want to conquer the other world, and we want to conquer it now. Step aside, or you will be the first casualty of the night." Marina knew that it was useless to reason with them. The emperors were like toddlers waiting to play with a new toy, and as much as she wanted to stop them, she wasn't powerful enough to take the literary army on by herself. She reluctantly stepped out of the way and allowed the Wicked Witch, the Queen of Hearts, and Captain Hook, with their armies, to march across the bridge. The emperors were making a catastrophic mistake by entering the other world early. However, Marina knew that her plan wasn't doomed to fail just yet. There was still someone in the equation who was powerful enough to take on the army. Several armies, if they were directed properly. So the witch remained quiet as a new strategy unfolded. If she could just get to Alex before the witches were slain, there was still a chance that Marina could succeed.
Dun, dun, dun.
Chapter 16. The Tears of Medusa. Sad. Froggy hopped around the abandoned dwarf mine and poured Medusa's tears into the eyes of all the statues. He was surprised to see that there were just as many stone animals in the mine as there were men, women, and children. The statues were pale, solid as rocks, and frozen with such terrified expressions that Froggy didn't recognize any of their faces. He prayed that the teardrops would reverse the magic and the Bailey twins would appear among them. Once he finished pouring Medusa's teardrops into each pair of stone eyes, Froggy took a step back and waited with bated breath. Like chicks hatching from their eggs, the statues slowly started to wiggle and crack. Arms and legs began moving. Heads began turning. The stone chipped away like it was nothing but a thin shell. Men, women, and children, as well as animals, brushed themselves off and cleared the dust from the back of their throats. The Wicked Witch isn't actually Wicked Witch is said, "Well, it depends on which version of the Wicked Witch you're actually going by. Are you going by Wicked or, in this version, she's from The Wizard of Oz, in which case she is
actually wicked. But, you know, if you go by wicked, no, of course not. But this is not that, so, you know.
Froggy was relieved to see so many familiar faces appear around him. He saw his brothers Chance, Chase, and Chandler, their wives Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and Snow White, with his nieces Hope and Ash. Froggy also recognized Empress Alvina, Queen Rapunzel, and Sir William, Hagetta and the traveling tradesman, Red's granny and the little old woman from the Shoe Inn, Rook and Farmer Robbins, Sir Lambton, Sir Grant, and the soldiers from the charming and northern kingdoms. He saw Cornelius, Porridge, Buckle, and Oates once they uncovered themselves. The people and the animals looked around the abandoned mine in a daze. The last thing they remembered was the bright eyes of a horrifying monster. And now, as they brushed the layers of stone off their bodies, they said,
What happened to us?
Snow White asked. I saw the newest one recently, which is why my brain is in that realm. Yeah, of course, yeah. You know, it all depends on which version of each character you're employing. You were turned to stone by a creature named Medusa, Froggy explained. I poured her tears into your eyes and it reversed the spell. Everyone's confusion doubled when they realized that Froggy was standing beside them. Charlie, is that you? Chance asked in disbelief. Hello, brother, Froggy said. Words can't describe how wonderful it is to see you all. Froggy gave his brothers and their wives enormous hugs and kisses on his niece's cheeks. You're out of the mirror, Cinderella said. But how did you escape? Red told us it was impossible to free you. That's what I thought. But I have happily been proven wrong, Froggy said. Getting here was an awful big journey, but I promise to tell you all the story one day, but right now it is urgent that I do find Alex and Connor. Froggy looked around for the Bailey twins, but they were not inside the crowded mine. Wait a second, where are all the twins? He asked. Well, they aren't here, Chandler said. They went into the other world. And what about Red and Jack and Goldilocks? They're with the twins, Chandler said. Don't worry, I mean, they're safe as far as we know. I don't understand, Froggy said. Why would they all be in the other world? The charming brothers looked at one another with very concerned expressions. They wanted to fill Froggy in, but they didn't know where to begin. Oh, Charlie, so many terrible things have happened since you've been gone, Chase said. The masked man stole a potion from the late fairy godmother's chambers, used it to travel into books from your library, recruited a terrible army to attack our world, imprisoned citizens from every kingdom. He almost executed all the royal families, but thankfully Jack and Goldilocks saved us and brought us to the abandoned mine after we escaped the masked man's army and turned on him. Now 3 horrible emperors are in power. Unfortunately, I am quite familiar with those emperors, Froggy said. I saw the Wicked Witch, the Queen of Hearts, and Captain Hook through a mirror in the Northern Palace. I overheard them making plans to invade and conquer the other world next. That's why I need to find the twins immediately. I need to warn them that the Emperor's army is coming. The twins went to the other world to recruit their own army, Sleeping Beauty explained. Jack, Red, Goldilocks, and Trollbella went to help them assemble it. They've already enlisted people from worlds of literature like the Tin Man from Oz, the Lost Boys from Neverland, and the Merry Men from Sherwood Forest. Froggy thought his ears were deceiving him. Did you say Oz, Neverland, and Sherwood Forest? He repeated. Well, they've certainly had an adventure without me. What sort of army are they assembling anyway? The twins are recruiting characters from Connor's writing, Rapunzel said. Froggy's mouth dropped open. That's remarkable, he said. But why go to such extremes? Aren't there enough people in this world to fight the literary army? Surely the Fairy Council could do something to help. The Fairy Council was turned into stone a long time before us, Sir Lambton said. The literary army attacked the fairy kingdom first, before ambushing the others. They came so quickly in the middle of the night there was nothing that we could do to prepare ourselves. Froggy had known things were bad, but he had no idea they were this bad. He sat on a boulder as the magnitude of the situation sunk in for him. Just for the record, I'd like to remind everyone that I predicted all of this, the traveling tradesman said. Remember when I was using the Lost Boys marbles to foresee the future? I specifically said worlds would collide, and now look what's happening. Worlds have collided, all right. Hagetta rolled her eyes at the silly man. Oh, shut up, you old geezer, she said. If you're such a gifted psychic, then where was the warning about the literary army? Or the monsters who turned us all into statues for a week? Regardless of the challenging times, Froggy still needed to warn the twins about the literary army's next conquest. He leapt to his feet, more determined to find them than ever before. I need a way into the other world, he said. How did the twins manage to get back and forth? I like how you read and check pages simultaneously. Yeah, I mean, I'm just checking how many pages are in this chapter so I can know what we're going to get done, essentially. Hagetta looked around the mine and retrieved the emerald green Land of Stories treasury from the ground. They've been using this, she said, and handed Froggy the book. It's been splashed with the portal potion. When the books open, a powerful beam of light projects from its pages. You step through the beam and you'll enter the other world. Thank you, Froggy said. I just hope I'm not too late. You want us to come with you? Sir Grant asked. No, this world needs you more than I do, Froggy said. Once the literary armies crossed into the other world, the rest of you should use their absence to liberate your people from the Northern Kingdom. There's also a cottage just a few miles east of here by a river. You'll find the missing children from the Corner Kingdoms and the Charming Kingdoms in the basement. Take them with you and reunite them with their families. The royal family and the soldiers just nodded, eager to be of service to their people again. Rook then stepped forward. I want to come with you, he said. If Alex is even remotely in danger, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help her. That's out of the question, Farmer Robin said. An enormous army is headed toward her world, Rook. It's too dangerous, and I will not let you put yourself in harm's way. You don't understand. I have to, Rook said. I'm partly to blame for this whole mess. If I hadn't led the Grand Army to the royal families, the masked man never would have had the opportunity to steal the portal potion. I betrayed Alex, and I have to live with that guilt of 100 men because of it. The only way that I can redeem myself is by making things right. This might be my last opportunity to make it up to her, and I'm going there. There is nothing you can do to stop me. After seeing the determination in Rook's eyes and hearing the passion in his voice, Farmer Robbins knew that there was no arguing with his son. Instead of debating him any further, the farmer just clasped his son in a tight embrace. Be safe, he said tearfully. You're all I've got left, Rook. I will, Rook said, and he hugged his father back. Your father is right about one thing, Sir Grant said. The other world's going to be significantly more dangerous once the literary army enters it. Even if the twins have secured an army to fight them, the two of you should not be making this trip alone. Froggy couldn't agree more. We'll just take the Fairy Council with us, he declared. I have just enough tears to free them, but we need to hurry. As far as I know, the army could already be headed to the other world. Well, then we'll take Cornelius to the Fairy Kingdom, Rook suggested. He'll get us there 3 times as fast as a horse could. Rook whistled, and the chubby unicorn stepped out from a group of animals. Cornelius loved being singled out and neighed arrogantly. Porridge, Buckle, and Oats grunted. There was nothing more annoying than a big-headed unicorn. Splendid, Froggy said. We'll leave at once. Froggy and Rook climbed aboard Cornelius and steered him out of the mine. The unicorn galloped as fast as a race car. They charged through the dwarf forest and sped across the Charming Kingdom. Oh, hello, my angel face. Did she sleep at all?
She slept for 40 minutes.
Oh, great. That's fantastic. 40 minutes? How's that possible?
Because it's... What time is it right now?
It's only 9:04.
Yeah, she fell asleep before... she fell asleep at like 8:25.
Really?
Yeah.
It only took you like 5 minutes to put her to sleep?
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. You can put her in here if you want. She'll sit with me for a second. Yeah, so Daddy can make his tea. They charged through the dwarf forest and sped across the Charming Kingdom. Within 2 hours of their departure, they were already approaching the Fairy Palace and the Fairy Kingdom, or at least what was left of it. The destruction was a devastating sight, and the golden pillars and arches of the majestic palace had been blown to bits by the Jolly Roger's mighty cannons. The vibrant gardens surrounding the palace had been burnt to a crisp and were covered in debris. In the center of the ruins, Froggy, Rook, and Cornelius found the statues of Rosette, Tangerina, Xanthos, Emeralda, Skyline, Violetta, and Coral. The colorful Fairy Council was just as pale, stiff, and frozen with fear as the people had been in the abandoned mine. What kind of monster is capable of this? I know, right? It's so true. It's so true. It wasn't her fault, Froggy said. It was the monster behind the monster. They're the ones to blame. Froggy jumped down from Cornelius's back and approached the statues with his bottle of Medusa's tears. Just as he was about to pour the first teardrops into Emeralda's stone eye, the sound of approaching footsteps came from behind him. Froggy turned, and a group of strange men were walking toward them. Quick, he whispered. We need to hide. Froggy, Rook, and Cornelius dived behind a fallen pillar, and although it was much more difficult for the chubby unicorn to crouch behind it, they watched as the strange men entered the palace ruins. There were 11 men in total, each wearing the armor of a knight. They inspected the damage with their swords raised, and the men carried large shields, but Froggy didn't recognize the crest painted on them. Who are they? Rook whispered. I have no idea, Froggy said. They aren't from any kingdom that I'm familiar. Don't move! Froggy, Rook, and sorry, I'm so sorry, honey. I'm so sorry, baby girl. I apologize. I'm sorry, honey. Mommy's sorry. I was just being a character. I was being silly. It's fake mad. Thank you for laughing.
Froggy, Rook, and Cornelius cautiously looked over their shoulders, and the 12th knight stuck up behind them. He was a very handsome and muscular young man. He held his sword just a few inches from their faces. I found a couple of scoundrels hiding in the debris, he called to the other knights. I beg your pardon, Froggy said. Who do you think you're calling a scoundrel? Who do you think you're talking to? The knight asked. Who do you think you're talking to? Froggy repeated. I happen to be a king, thank you very much, the knight declared. Well, so am I, Froggy announced. Then you must be responsible for the damage in the palace, the knight said, and he raised his sword, preparing to strike. Addie, cut it out. This one's with us. A split second before being sliced open, Froggy was saved by a familiar and very raspy voice. He looked into the singed gardens and saw an elderly couple approaching the ruins. Froggy recognized the woman as soon as he laid eyes on her. Well, Mother Goose, he yelled. Hey, Charlie, she said. Long time no see. Mother Goose gave Froggy a hard but friendly pat on the back. Hey, Merlin, she called to the old man behind her. This is the guy I was telling you about, the prince who was cursed to be a frog, and he got kidnapped at his own wedding and thrown into a magic mirror. Oh, my poor tragic fellow, Merlin said, and vigorously shook Froggy's hand. It's such a pleasure to finally meet you, and my condolences, well, you know, about your life. Hey, Charlie, how did you get out of the mirror anyway? Mother Goose said. I escaped, he said. It's a long story, but where have you been all this time? Oh, I moved to another dimension, Mother Goose said. Alex and I got trapped in the world of Camelot while we were chasing after the masked man. I took one look at this handsome devil here, and I knew it was time for me to settle down. Mother Goose winked flirtatiously at Merlin, and the wizard kissed her on the hand. Wait a moment, you mean that's the real Merlin? Froggy asked in disbelief. I know, right, Jen? Condolences about your life as a real zinger. Are you holding ginger? Yummy. So spicy. Are you helping Dada make tea, my beautiful angel?
Yes, she is.
What a good helper, girl. What a good helper.
I'll eat it.
Don't eat it. The one and only Merlin, Mother Goose said. And this is our squire, Addie. This is King Arthur. Sorry, Addie. Old habits die hard. You're King Arthur? Froggy asked, and Arthur became defensive. Yes, he said. Is there a problem? No, not at all, Froggy said. You just seem so, young. I imagined King Arthur as an older man with a beard and an unpleasant scowl. Addie wasn't supposed to be king until he was much older, Mother Goose explained. He started having nightmares about Alex and wanted to come check on her, so I told him if he finished his training, I'd take him to the fairy tale world to see her. But I didn't think he was serious about it until the kid pulled the sword out of the stone and founded the Knights of the Round Table in just a couple of days. Knights are much easier to persuade when they are teenagers, Arthur said. We never heard of a round table, but we didn't have anything else better to do, one of the knights said with a shrug. Right. What was your name again? Arthur asked him. It's Lancelot, your grace, he said. Anyway, a crusade sounded like fun, so here we are. Rook looked Arthur up and down and instantly was intimidated by the young king. So, you and Alex are friends? Rook asked. I'd say we're more than just acquainted, Arthur said with a grin. Well, I was her first kiss, Rook bragged. Well, I'll be her last kiss, Arthur quipped. Rook roared and charged toward Arthur, intending to tackle him. In one swift motion, Arthur threw Rook over his shoulder and pinned him to the ground under his boot. Boys, knock it off, Merlin said. We don't have time for an adolescent love triangle. There are much bigger issues in this story. Speaking of which, what the heck happened here at the Fairy Palace? Mother Goose said. This place looks like New Year's Eve at Pompeii. The Fairy Council's as stiff on the outside as they used to be on the inside. Charlie, what the heck is going on here? Froggy let out a deep sigh. It's been attacked by an atrocious army of literary characters, he explained. The Wicked Witch from Oz, the Queen of Hearts from Wonderland, Captain Hook from Neverland have all joined forces and taken over the kingdoms. And recently, they set their sights on the other world. I'm on my way there to help the twins and warn them that the army is coming. Then it wasn't just a dream, Arthur said. Alex really is in trouble and I have to save her. All right, Mother Goose said. Addie, you can say I told you so later, but right now, we gotta get our keisters to the other world and help the twins. You gotta lead the way, Charlie. We're coming with you.
I'm glad to hear it, Froggy said, but first I need to loosen up the Fairy Council. Good luck with that, Mother Goose said with a snort. I've been trying to loosen up those broads for centuries. Froggy hopped to the statues at the center of the destruction and placed 2 drops of Medusa's tears into each of their eyes, and just like the people in the mine, the Fairy Council began to wiggle, shake, crack. With several bright, colorful blasts, the stone covering their bodies exploded, and the council was finally free. The fairies looked all around at their ruined home in shock. Emeralda, however, remained as stoic as ever, as if she had been deep in thought during her entire time as a statue. The leader of the Fairy Council emerged from the spell, knowing exactly what needed to be done next. Alex, Emeralda said sharply. We need to find Alex. Dun, dun, dun. All right, well, we have some crazy stuff coming our way on Monday. This next chapter is too long for us to finish before book club ends, so we'll take care of it on Monday. For those of you keeping track for your Goodreads, we ended on page 276 today. We're going to go to the farmer's market with our cousin. Woo, 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 woo. Very exciting. We will, and we're going to go see Grandma today. It's a very big day for all the cousins. So we will see you all.
It's also fake Thanksgiving today.
It's also fake Thanksgiving today. We will see you all on Monday. Have a great day.